Okay, I want to do this video about DB Cooper just to see some opinions. Now, everybody has their theories. Everybody thinks they know who DB Cooper is, and of course, this guy is the criminal mastermind. Um, and there's a lot of talk about whether he's alive or dead, whether he parachuted or didn't jump out of the plane, etc., etc. This case is very baffling, but there's something about this case that sticks out that may show who DB Cooper is. Put yourself in the position of being on that airline. And yes, pilots go through specific psychological training about what to do if they were taken hostage. It's part of the pilot school. Okay. So do flight attendants. Flight attendants have to remain calm at all times. So this guy gets on the plane and very calmly tells him, I'm going to blow this fucking plane up. I've got a bomb. He's got an actual bomb with him now. It might be fake, but he's got a bomb. And this lady's, oh my God, he's real. So they get to the airport. Everybody gets off the plane, just like normal. They let all the passengers off. One flight attendant stays, co-pilot, and pilot. The engineers got off the plane. Or the flight attendants, however many outside of what's her name. So there's 3 people on this plane with DB Cooper. They take off because they've got the money. They've got the 2 parachutes or whatever he asks for, and he's happy. They take off. Now he's being chauffeured out of an airport in Washington, go to Mexico. But he doesn't make it to Mexico, of course, because the story is that he went and jumped out the back. Well, nobody really knows if he jumped out the back because the stairs opened. And that was how it was described by the pilot and the pilot. Okay. So they land and there's nothing but a tie. And DB Cooper takes one of the parachutes, the money, and the bomb, and disappears, leaving a tie, but disappears. They can't find him. No trace, no DNA stuff, no cigarette butts gone. Everything's cleaned up, all perfect. All perfect. And they get there, and they get the newscasters out, and off the plane comes the pilot, co-pilot, and Tina, I believe her name was, the stewardess. And they're like, no comment, no comment, no comment. Put yourself in that situation. You are the co-pilot or pilot of that plane, and a man says he has a bomb, and you have to follow directions. Well, do you or do you not get off the plane? DB Cooper specifically didn't say how many people to get off that plane. He just said unload these passengers in exchange for $200,000. The co-pilot's excuse was that he couldn't reach the stewardess, or he couldn't tell the stewardess or ask the stewardess if he has to get off. Now, I don't know what the rules and regulations are of being a pilot. I've never been a pilot. I don't have a license, so I don't know what the rules are. But it would make sense that you still need a pilot and a co-pilot if you don't have engineers. Maybe I'm wrong, but one pilot can fly a plane. But the point I'm getting at is the co-pilot who is needed to fly this plane to Mexico with the pilot, because there's a bomb on board. They don't want to take any chances. They want to do what this guy wants to do. But he gets the chance to get off the plane and doesn't. He had the chance to get off and didn't. Everybody had the chance to get off. In fact, all she had to do is say to DB Cooper, 1 second, check with the captain. He's still back there with his money. And she goes up front. You don't think they can run off that plane in time before he sets that bomb off? He's paying attention to his money. He's paying attention to the FBI that's surrounding the plane, and they're getting ready for takeoff. So was he up in the cabin with them? DB Cooper was in the cabin with the bomb watching the pilots take off with the flight attendant. I'd be scared shitless if I was that co-pilot. Okay? But he had the chance to get off that plane. Why didn't he get off that plane? They could have all gotten off and spared all the lives. If the bomb went off, the bomb went off. It's not going to blow up the whole airport. They're at least got a chance to live. If they had run as soon as they landed and they got off and they said that we have to do something on the plane, DB Cooper, they give an excuse, they have to check in with something or whatever and get the hell off the plane. But they didn't get off the plane. They didn't get off the plane, and they were in fear of their lives when they had the chance to get off the plane with a joker that said he did it for the thrill and he had fun with it. He didn't do it for the money. And he just disappears on the flight with 3 people. Yes, maybe Tina was up in the cockpit. Maybe she was told to go up there. So he had the whole plane to himself. But the point is, why didn't the co-pilot get off that plane? His excuse was, I couldn't contact the steward. If you're on a plane and you're a co-pilot, should I get off? Should I stay on? You're going to say to the police and stuff, hey, I stayed on that plane because without the engineers, he can't do it himself. You make an excuse why you had to get off to save that plane, or you didn't want to have it explode because he might know there's 2 pilots on a plane and we don't want to play stupid with him. But you don't tell people that you couldn't contact the steward, and so that's why you stayed on the plane. What is the steward giving you permission to get off the fucking plane? You're the fucking co-pilot. You have to contact the steward. The steward is in good hands. She already has been contacting third person from Cooper to the pilots, from Cooper to the pilots. What do you mean you couldn't contact the goddamn steward to get off the plane? You need her permission? Think about it. You need her permission? Think about it. And guess what his name is? This is where it's going to be a real catcher. His name is William. Like I've been saying all along, William. Bill. That's all I'm going to say.